Take a breath right now. Was it through your nose or your mouth? Check again, right now. Are your lips parted? Is air coming in through your mouth without you even realizing it? Most people who just checked discovered something they've never thought about before: their mouth breathing. Not occasionally, constantly, at rest, at their desk, watching their phone, falling asleep. And they've been doing it for years without knowing it was wrong. Here's what makes this different from every other health habit you've been told to fix. You can go weeks without exercise, days without water, hours without food, but you breathe every single minute of every single day, around 23,000 times in 24 hours, which means if you've been breathing incorrectly, the damage compounds faster than almost any other health habit combined. The way you breathe right now is either working for your body or quietly working against it, and most people have never once been told there's a correct way to do it. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what mouth breathing is doing to your body, why it's harder to stop than you think, and for specific things you can do starting tonight to fix it permanently. But first, let's establish what correct breathing actually looks like, because most people have never been shown. Your nose is not just a passageway for air. It's a full filtration, heating and humidification system that your mouth completely bypasses. When you breathe through your nose, the air gets filtered by tiny hairs and mucus that trap dust, bacteria, and pathogens before they reach your lungs. It gets warmed to body temperature, so your lungs don't have to work harder in cold air. It gets humidified so your airways don't dry out with every breath. But here's the part most people have never heard. Your nasal passages produce something called nitric oxide, a gas that gets carried directly into your lungs with every nasal breath. Nitric oxide dilates your blood vessels and increases the amount of oxygen your red blood cells can actually absorb. Nasal breathing delivers up to 18% more usable oxygen to your body than mouth breathing, even if you're taking the same number of breaths. And it goes further than that. When you breathe through your mouth, you exhale carbon dioxide too fast. Most people think carbon dioxide is just a waste gas your body wants to get rid of. It's not. Carbon dioxide is what signals your red blood cells to release oxygen to your tissues. Exhale too much of it and your cells become oxygen-starved, even while you're breathing perfectly fine air. This is the paradox of mouth breathing. You feel like you're getting enough air. Your body is getting less oxygen than it should with every single breath. Nose breathing fixes both problems simultaneously. More nitric oxide in correct carbon dioxide balance maintained, your cells actually receive the oxygen your lungs collected. Most people who mouth breathe have symptoms they've never connected to their breathing. They treat each one separately without realizing they all share the same root cause. You wake up with dry mouth every morning. Saliva production drops significantly during mouth breathing, sleep. By the time you wake up, your mouth is parched. Your throat is dry, and your breath is noticeably worse than it should be. Not because of what you ate, because of how you breathed for 8 hours. You snore. Mouth breathing during sleep causes the soft tissues at the back of the throat to vibrate as air passes through an uncontrolled opening. Nasal breathing keeps that airway structured and controlled. Mouth breathing collapses it slightly every single breath. You wake up tired despite sleeping a full night. Mouth breathing reduces oxygen saturation during sleep. Your body never fully recovers overnight because it never reached the depth of sleep it needed. 8 hours of mouth breathing. Sleep delivers significantly less restoration than 6 hours of nasal breathing sleep. And here's the one nobody talks about. Mouth breathing keeps your cortisol slightly elevated throughout the day. Your body interprets the uncontrolled breathing pattern as a low-level stress signal. Your fight-or-flight response never fully switches off. You feel vaguely anxious or on edge without knowing why. You're tired but wired. You can't fully relax. Every one of these symptoms has the same fix, and it costs nothing. Everything we just covered was your body responding to mouth breathing in real time. What happens over months and years is significantly more serious, and most people never connect it to their breathing at all. Your facial structure changes. This is the most documented and least talked about consequence of chronic mouth breathing. When your tongue sits at the bottom of your mouth and your lips stay parted, Your facial bones lose the internal pressure that keeps them developing correctly. The jaw narrows, the palate raises, the face stretches downward, teeth crowd because the arch is no longer being maintained from the inside. This happens fastest in children. Pediatric orthodontists can identify mouth breathers from facial structure alone before they even examine the teeth. But it continues gradually in adults too. Your facial bones are still responding to pressure and posture well into adulthood. Your sleep deteriorates permanently without intervention. Chronic mouth breathing during sleep progressively narrows the airway over time. What starts as snoring becomes sleep-disordered breathing. What becomes sleep-disordered breathing progresses towards sleep apnea in a significant percentage of chronic mouth breathers. Your body never reaches the deep restorative sleep stages it needs. The cumulative sleep debt builds year over year. Your immune system gets bypassed every single breath. Your nasal passages are lined with specialized tissue that traps pathogens, filters allergens, and warms air before it reaches your lungs. Mouth breathing sends everything, bacteria, viruses, allergens, cold air directly past every defensive layer. Your body built to protect your respiratory system. Chronic mouth breathers get sick more frequently, recover more slowly. Their respiratory system is perpetually exposed in a way nasal breathers simply aren't. Your dental health deteriorates silently. Saliva is your mouth's primary defense against bacterial overgrowth. Chronic mouth breathing dries the oral environment continuously. Without adequate saliva, bacteria multiply faster. Acids aren't neutralized and the gum tissue becomes chronically inflamed. Dentists can identify chronic mouth breathers from gum health alone, without being told anything about the patient's breathing habits. This is years of compounding damage from one habit most people have never been told to change. Japan recognized this problem decades before most of the world did. Mouth taping during sleep is a common wellness practice across Japan. The Buteyko breathing method, a structured nasal breathing retraining program developed in the 1950s, has been widely practiced. In Japanese wellness culture for years, an entire infrastructure of nasal strips, mouth tape products, and breathing clinics. It exists there specifically because the cultural awareness of mouth breathing as a health issue arrived much earlier than it did in the West. The science caught up eventually. The practice was right all along. Here is how you fix it. And none of these cost anything. First, tongue posture. Press your tongue flat against the roof of your mouth right now. Tip behind your front teeth. Full body of the tongue making contact with the palate above, lips closed. This is the correct resting position. It forces nasal breathing by default. Hold it consciously throughout the day until it becomes automatic. Second, nasal clearing before sleep. If your nose feels blocked, sit upright, pinch your nose closed. Hold your breath for as long as comfortable. Then release and breathe only through your nose. Repeat 3 times. This technique restores carbon dioxide levels and opens the nasal passages naturally without medication. Third, mouth tape during sleep. A small piece of medical-grade paper tape placed horizontally across the lips before sleep. It sounds extreme. It works. It physically prevents mouth breathing during sleep, and most people report dramatically better sleep quality within the first week. Fourth, nasal breathing during exercise. Start with walking. Commit to nose-only breathing, regardless of how uncomfortable it feels initially. Your body adapts within 2 to 3 weeks. Once nasal breathing during walking becomes effortless move to running, the oxygen efficiency gains compound over time. You don't need to breathe more. You need to breathe correctly. One change, nose instead of mouth, affects your oxygen efficiency, your sleep quality, your immune defense, your dental health, your facial structure, and your stress levels simultaneously. No supplement, no equipment, no cost. Most people will finish watching this and go straight back to breathing through their mouth without thinking about it. That's how deeply automatic the habit is. Changing it requires conscious effort every single day until the new pattern replaces the old one. Check right now. Are your lips parted? Is air coming through your mouth? Close your lips. Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Breathe through your nose. That feeling of slight effort is your body relearning Something it was always supposed to do? You've been breathing your entire life. The question was never how much, it was always how. Start tonight. Lips closed, tongue on the roof of your mouth. Nose only, restore the yield, follow the yield lab.